From the Philippines, Marikina Volunteers traveled to Tacloban to help at the year-end blessing ceremony. A look on alternatives to retirement for seniors 65 and older in Taiwan as they fight to maintain their own lifestyle. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. At the recently organized volunteer training seminar in Tacloban, Tzu Chi volunteers and trainees received a surprise visit from their Marikina counterparts. 20 volunteers departed from Manila at midnight to arrive in time for the seminar the next day and brought much needed emotional support and encouragement for the typhoon survivors.
It's only midnight and this group is already catching the first flight out.
5:20. So I'm going to Tacloban.
At 6 o'clock, the group boards another flight bound for Tacloban. With many residents previously affected by the typhoon now returning home, plane tickets have been hard to come by. Volunteers were also worried about possible flight delays due to the poor weather outside. Fortunately, everything went according to plan, and the plane touched down in Tacloban at 7 a.m. the following morning.
It's tiring, but we are happy to be able to help others because we were once victims of Typhoon Kesana.
This is Edmundo's third visit to Tacloban. Even if it means having to take days off from work, Edmundo nevertheless finds contentment in giving.
May trabaho ko sa Marikina, regular employee.
I worked in a chocolate manufacturing company, but I still chose to come here because we have the opportunity to help others.
It doesn't matter if I'm earning less money, because the people here really need our help.
The 20 volunteers from Marikina surmounted all sorts of difficulties to get to Tacloban, as they could relate to the pain and loss the disaster survivors are facing.
I will tell them to entrust their faith in God. So long as they're alive, they can conquer any difficulty.
Having gone through the same hardships as those in Tacloban are going through now, these volunteers from Marikina hope to do their best to deliver love and care to the disaster survivors.
Tzu Chi's 8th relief team from Taiwan arrived in the Philippines on January 11th to assist with the assembling of prefabricated classrooms in Tacloban City. Despite encountering a heavy downpour, volunteers were not deterred from their mission, and on January 12th, Tzu Chi volunteers and students and teachers of St. Scholastica College celebrated the school's reopening and the completion of 5 prefabricated classrooms.
Wearing raincoats and treading through muddy waters, Tzu Chi volunteers are at work assembling prefabricated classrooms here at Marasparas National High School in Tacloban. The rainy weather has not hampered the volunteers' progress, as they simply added some modifications to their electric drills in order to continue working in the rain.
To prevent these electric drills from getting wet, we fitted PET bottles over them. This way we won't have to worry about the rain short-circuiting our equipment.
The relief team aims to complete 35 prefabricated classrooms in a week. To help, local volunteers designed a waste bag to allow those working on the classrooms quicker access to their tools.
These bags are really useful, especially when we are working on the prefab classrooms. We can fit many things inside like screws and other heavier tools.
Although it's not easy to build the classrooms in the rain, volunteers demonstrate professionalism and skill, ensuring that no detail is overlooked.
Although it's raining outside, we will pay attention to safety while working to complete these prefab classrooms as soon as possible.
While volunteers in Tacloban work around the clock to complete their mission, students and teachers in Bohol who also lost their school to an earthquake last year are not forgotten by Tzu Chi. A group of Tzu Chi volunteers survey the extent of the damages in Bohol and decide to provide prefabricated classrooms for 9 schools in 5 towns.
Say thank you to Tzu Chi and our congressman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
These words of thanks mean the world to the volunteers, who have made it their duty to provide these children with a place of learning as soon as possible. Under the invitation of the principal of St. Scholastica College, Tzu Chi volunteers are here to witness a historic moment.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Under the request of the school, since New Year's Day, volunteers have worked tirelessly to complete 5 prefabricated classrooms. Now, 2 weeks later, the classrooms are finally finished. Seeing the new school, students and teachers can't hide their excitement.
Without you, we will not be able to hold classes anymore. Really, it's a blessing that you came to us, that you gave us you shared your blessings to us.
Last December, we were in a tent, and it was very difficult for us. No, some of them were here, and then how God provided us with this place.
A 6-year-old student also conveys her most heartfelt thanks to the volunteers.
I like to say thank you. So I like this place because I really like this place.
Tzu Chi volunteers also took the opportunity for some practical teaching.
If they can see that it's about to rain, they can close the skylight.
Smiling once again, with Tzu Chi by their side, these children will never be alone.
More on the Philippines. At Leyte Normal University in Tacloban, Tzu Chi volunteers carried out 4 volunteer training seminars to prepare for their upcoming year-end blessing ceremony this weekend. Among those participating in the seminar was Barangay Head Ye Ru Mi, who kindly paid for his villagers' transportation costs to the venue. Ye says, seeing what Tzu Chi has done, he wants to inspire others to join the Buddhist NGO.
Barangay Head Ye Ru Mi is walking along his neighborhood, checking to see if villagers have left home. With no transportation and limited time, the villagers are happy to get a lift from their barangay head. Seeing a group of residents by the roadside with no means to get to Tzu Chi's event, Ye pays a minibus driver to take these villagers to the seminar venue. As part of the year-end blessing ceremony in Tacloban, Philippines Tzu Chi volunteers are organizing volunteer training seminars to help residents learn more about the Buddhist NGO. As Tzu Chi's relief work has recently received much recognition, barangay heads and community leaders alike arrived to lend a helping hand.
I know that Tzu Chi was a great help to all our residents after Typhoon Haiyan, so I wanted to contribute by motivating everyone to work together.
Great love has no boundaries, and it is with this ideal in mind that Tzu Chi volunteers work on behalf of local residents. Although volunteers come across different challenges, nothing stops them from ensuring the residents have a chance to absorb Tzu Chi's humanitarian spirit.
I immigrated to the Philippines when I was little, and my family back then wasn't well off. I hope to join Tzu Chi to give to help those in need.
Coming here to attend the volunteer training seminar with other villagers, I hope to learn from the volunteers' experiences so that we can go back to the community to inspire others to join Tzu Chi's cause. Praying sincerely for a world free from disasters, Tacloban residents are ready to leave their traumatic experience behind and start life anew.
For 3 consecutive days, Tzu Chi volunteers in the Philippines held volunteer training seminars in Ormoc and Tacloban for over 10,000 participants. Despite the limited manpower, a team of 16 volunteers worked around the clock to ensure a smooth finish to the events.
Crowds of people pour into the seminar venue. However, they do so in an orderly manner thanks to this chart. In Tacloban, there are some 138 barangays, so we are combining the communities. The first 10 we refer to as Group A, the other 10 as Group B, and so on. Every barangay has a team leader who, upon gathering their 9 members, will notify the volunteers to lead them to their seats. Holding everything together is Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Jialing. When we held volunteer training seminars in Marikina, we divided them into groups so that they could get used to traveling as a team. For future events, we will be able to call them up in their respective groups. After ensuring residents have taken their seats, Chen continues her work by making signs for each individual group. Halfway through the seminar, the microphone breaks down. Volunteer Huang Liang, who is in charge of sound control, quickly comes up with a backup plan.
Prior to singing One Family, the power suddenly went out. Luckily, the electricity came back on in a minute's time. Sometimes we have to be fully prepared, like having a speaker on hand that doesn't need to be plugged in.
Every Tzu Chi volunteer takes on multiple tasks as Huang Liang next gets on the stage to teach sign language. Beside her, Chen Lijun helps demonstrate every movement.
Tulungan ang tao, to purify yung mind ng tao.
In the car, Chen also seizes every opportunity to introduce the Buddhist NGO to residents of Tacloban. When we were receiving our certification, we were reminded to take on the Buddhist spirit and the Master's missions. Though having to arrange volunteer training seminars for 10,000 residents, the 16 Tzu Chi and local volunteers work hand in hand to ensure the event went off without a hitch.
平时都是在做准备啊。
We have been preparing ourselves. When we were in Manila, we always take notes when watching Wisdom at Dawn or the Master's teaching.
用心在做一个记录。
It is great to seize every opportunity to get the participants to absorb the Master's Dharma. We are happy even if they just walk away with an inspirational phrase.
Turning PET bottles into coin banks, participants happily donate what they can and all relish in the Dharma joy following Tzu Chi's volunteer training seminar.
Like the rest of the world, as life expectancy improves, Taiwan's population is getting older. By 2017, seniors 65 years and older will make up more than 40% of the population. To maintain a high quality of life and standard of living, many seniors have decided to start a second career after retirement. Here's our in-depth report.
In Zhanghua's Jinfen village, excess pineapples are peeled and diced. After cooking for 2 hours, they become delicious pineapple jam. The process gives Hong Xiuping a chance at a career after retirement. Also, by enrolling in the government's vocational training program, she has found a new group of friends.
I am under financial pressure because in order to live, you need to make money.
Even after hitting retirement age, Taiwanese prefer to continue working. This workforce made up of seniors remains an untapped resource. Study shows that on average, 20% of seniors desire paid jobs because they want to maintain their former standard of living. A job will also help them stay active and make new friends.
It feels great to come out and work. I come into contact with people from all walks of life, and it's great to learn.
Nowadays, young people all want to live in the city, while the old remain behind in farming communities. When people grow old and they come back here, through our training programs, they can apply what they learned outside to benefit the community.
Study also shows that senior workers are a valuable asset to employers, as they seldom take days off and are usually never late nor leave early. They are efficient and less prone to work accidents. However, the current job market does alienate senior workers and provides only limited options, such as caretakers, sales agents, and kitchen workers.
Most jobs set an age limit. We have asked about jobs at beverage stands, but they want someone 35 years and under. It's difficult for us to find a job.
The government is aware of the problems faced by these seniors and thus established vocational training programs catered to them. Retired factory worker Mr. Tsai now has a job thanks to the program.
Here at the training class, I've learned many new things, such as career training and local job opportunities, such as community guides. It will all help me find a job quickly.
All over the world, countries are coping with an aging population. As the young workforce diminishes, seniors must stay in the job market longer.
As the senior population continues to grow, they are becoming an untapped yet valuable resource for society. Like wine, their wisdom and expertise only gets better with age.
In Malaysia's Sabah, since the establishment of the Tampuruli recycling points, local residents often visit to lend a helping hand. Now there is even a group that recycles at night. It all started with Zhu Rongchang, who went out alone to collect recyclables on his rickshaw.
In Malaysia's Sabah, a group of volunteers at the Tampuruli recycling point likes to collect and sort recyclables at night.
As you sort these recyclables, you actually turn these unwanted items into gold, and the money which comes from selling them can help those in greater need. Seeing those who received our help happy, we are happy too.
With the establishment of the recycling point, Zhu Rongchang decided to go out at night to collect recyclables. In the beginning, it was just him and his rickshaw, but soon his selfless devotion inspired more people to follow in his footsteps.
The world is sick. There's too much garbage. Sorting recyclables can help reduce the amount of garbage in our society.
Doing recycling can help other people, so it makes me happy. Even though it's tiring, I'm still happy to do it again tomorrow.
Many shops also keep their recyclable items for the volunteers as a way to support such meaningful cause.
Seeing how compassionate these volunteers are, we should also learn from them.
Sometimes the work drags until 10:30 or 11 p.m., but we are not vexed. That's art, you know. I think that's the power of Tzu Chi.
Simply wanting to do their part, these volunteers find joy and contentment in the process.
China's southwestern province, Yunnan, used to be a region with temperate weather patterns and a self-sufficient economy. However, recently, a drought spanning 3 years has affected crop production, and a torrential rainfall in June of 2013 left Yuxi City severely flooded. To help local residents get through the difficult times, Tzu Chi volunteers from Kunming and Taiwan carried out the NGO's first ever winter aid distribution in Qinglong town of Huaning County. Learning that the Tzu Chi Foundation had reached out to their fellow citizens, local government officials mobilized to lend a helping hand as well.
Gently clipping seniors' nails and applying lotion to their hands, Kunming Tzu Chi volunteers carefully comfort the senior residents who are here to partake in Tzu Chi's winter aid distribution.
He is crying because he got some chocolates.
Despite this 93-year-old grandpa's strong accent, the 23-year-old volunteer still manages to communicate. With love and compassion, all barriers are removed. Among the volunteers is a medical student of Kunming Medical University, Wang Taiyun, who is attending Tzu Chi's winter aid distribution for the first time. Inspired by Tzu Chi volunteers' humility and love, the youngster decided to take part in as many Tzu Chi events as possible to learn how to be a good doctor.
Here in mainland China, we don't have good doctor-patient relationships. I believe that everyone is basically good. So in order to improve our doctor-patient relationships, each one should do his or her part. Tzu Chi's way of doing things makes me realize that doctors should possess a compassionate heart as they execute their professional skills.
While social worker Wu Fangqian from the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital was also deeply moved in seeing how much gratitude aid recipients had for the volunteers' work.
At that moment, I was deeply moved. Thanks to the love and help of these global Tzu Chi volunteers, we were able to be here on behalf of these residents in need. This is once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Many aid recipients transform their words of gratitude into action, like former care recipient Bao Youzhen, who followed in Tzu Chi Volunteers' footsteps after her husband's passing in 2009.
When Tzu Chi Volunteers found me, they visited my family and brought us kilts, bags of rice and cooking oil. They also gave my children books as well as clothing and shoes. I was so touched when I received their help, and now I feel happy as I am able to help those in greater need.
This recent winter aid distribution in Qinglong town of Yuxi City in Yunnan province was organized by volunteers from Kunming and Taiwan, helping a total of 232 households. As countless residents live in remote regions, local officials made special arrangements to get them here.
We drove them here. We local officials are very concerned about citizens' livelihood. We did our best to cooperate with the Tzu Chi Foundation and make sure its love was delivered.
Bathing in the winter sun, local residents are warmed not only by the sunny weather, but also by Tzu Chi's aid. As the aid recipients return home, they do so with the understanding that they are no longer alone.
To care for the increase of the aging population in Shanghai, China, Tzu Chi Volunteers decided for the first time this year to hold winter aid distributions in the city. Aid supplies were often delivered to the recipient's home, as many lived up a steep and narrow stairway. In total, volunteers helped 5,000 households. Shanghai is the most prosperous city in China, yet many dilapidated housing remain hidden behind the limelight. In them lives mostly solitary seniors. This 94-year-old woman's children have moved elsewhere. When visiting, Tzu Chi Volunteers first have to overcome this steep stairway. It is also why the senior seldom goes out. This is the first time Shanghai Tzu Chi Volunteers are holding a winter aid distribution locally. Volunteers break up into teams and make their way to each home to deliver the supplies. Volunteers must first climb a narrow staircase before reaching Grandma Zhang's door. Thus, when the senior sees so many people visiting her, tears well up in her eyes. Those elderly who are able to arrive at the distribution venue to pick up their supplies. However, seeing a senior unable to carry the supplies, volunteers offer to help. The small gesture moves this grandmother to tears. At another care recipient's house, volunteers run into her son, who is some 70 years of age.
已经退休了，对吧？70几岁了嘛，对吧？所以以后奶奶你让他1星期来一次太少，你说奶奶没东西的，勾勾手，跟他勾勾手来。好，拉手，哎，希望你要常常来看奶奶。
Through helping others, volunteers themselves also realize the importance of keeping family members close to their heart. At the end of the show, we head back to the Philippines, where the volunteer training seminar for Tacloban residents has concluded. Many participants also brought a plastic bottle filled with coins to reciprocate Tzu Chi's love. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.